So the single mother meets a guy, you, and you can provide her with a decent life because, presumably you've got a good job or a little business or what have you. So what is her incentive going to be? To land you. That's her incentive. She's going to try to land you no matter what. And she will say and do anything to please you. Anything to get you. And once she has you, once she has married you, what do you think she's going to be like? So this is the second time I'm doing this aspect ratio testing. I don't really care for it, so I think that this will be the last time I do it. But I want to be thorough, so that's why I'm doing it this last time, just to make sure that I'm getting as much out of it as I possibly can. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. I did a video called Never Date a Girl Over the Age of 25. That got a lot of criticisms and critiques and what have you. And it sort of like struck a nerve. And then I went and did another video called, Avoid Damaged Girls. And that also struck a nerve, right? There are a lot of women who came out of the woodworks and shit all over me. Well, they're perfectly within their right to do so. There were some guys, though, who asked me, what about girls with a kid, i.e. single mothers? What if you find a girl who's under the age of 25 and who is not damaged, but she has a kid? Is it okay to date a single mother? And I'm here to tell you, never date a single mother, ever. Never date a single mother, period. Never date her. No exceptions. Never date a single mother. There are absolutely no exceptions to this rule, and I'm going to tell you why. I mean, Jesus Christ, there are so many reasons why you should never date a single woman. Excuse me, not a single woman, a single mother. Single mothers are a disaster. They will wreck your life. There is nothing good can come out of such a relationship. I mean, in my own case, see, whenever I meet a woman who is a single mother, I don't know it from the get-go, right? I meet some woman and she seems very attractive and I start talking to her, maybe flirting a little bit with her, right? And maybe she starts to respond and she's flirting back and all the rest of it. And then she'll mention, usually very casually, just a little throwaway comment, that she has a kid. And obviously there's something that changes in my demeanor so abruptly and so completely, because I've noticed how these women, the second they say that to me, they sort of like, ooh, what did I say? Did I say something bad? And of course they said something bad. They said that they have a kid. They have a kid by another man. They're a single mother. I'm not going to date such a person. I mean, for me, she might as well be a guy, an ugly guy. I mean, a really ugly hunchback guy that I would never want to be with ever. That should be your attitude, without exception, without any exception. And I'm going to explain why. You see, a single mother, okay, she's a single mother, she has a kid. She has a kid obviously by some guy, right? It wasn't, the Holy Ghost that made it happen. No, it was a guy. So why isn't she with that guy? Well, there are two reasons. Number one, the guy didn't want to be with her. Or number two, the girl didn't want to be with a guy, with the father of her child, right? Okay, so let's take the first case. Suppose the guy left. He decided to forget about the mother of his child and walk away from them, from both the mother of his child and his kid. Now, that means either one, he is an asshole, right? Or number two, there is something very, very seriously wrong with the woman. Think about it. See, why would a guy leave his woman and his kid? It means that there's something seriously wrong with the woman. Or there's something seriously wrong with the guy. If there's something seriously wrong with the woman, then you don't want to be with her. If the guy is a complete asshole, then the issue becomes, why was she with him? You see my point? So either outcome, it speaks extremely ill of the woman. I mean, either she had no, she didn't have her eyes open, and she was such a fool that she went with a complete asshole who, as soon as she got pregnant, he left her. Or she herself is such a piece of work that the guy just couldn't stand her, and he left. See? So either reason is a very bad reason, okay? Now, if the woman doesn't want to be with the man, that's even more serious, because, see, the following problem occurs. See, raising a kid is hard. It's very hard. A woman cannot raise a kid on her own and take care of herself and the kid in the financial aspect of it. Maybe they can get like a government stipend of some sort, welfare, or whatever it's called in whatever country you happen to be in, right? But you see, why would a woman leave a guy if the guy is providing for her and some sort of a home life, right? Why would he do that? Why would she do that, rather? She would do that because she's capricious. She's just not somebody who sticks with things, She had a kid with the guy, and then, got into her head that she wanted to leave. So she left him, right? And she's looking for somebody else to take care of her now, right? Because, like I said, we all know that no woman can take care of herself and our kid, financially speaking. It's just not possible. She's got to, something's got to give, right? So if she left a guy capriciously, what does that tell you? That she's going to leave you at some time, at some point. Yeah, maybe she'll find somebody better, right? Now, suppose she didn't leave capriciously. Suppose she left because the guy was a grade A asshole, right? Well, as previously mentioned, if she didn't want to be with him because he's a grade A asshole, then that means that basically she did not see the signs. She's a terrible judge of character, okay? A terrible judge of character who got herself in a terrible situation. And God knows what other terrible situations she's going to get into in the future. Terrible situations that will involve you. You will be a part of this, of whatever nightmare this woman gets into in the future. So, on its face, you should never, ever get involved with a woman who has a kid. Now, let's suppose, for the sake of argument, that you are so fucking stupid that after listening to this video, you actually go ahead and get involved with a woman who has a kid. What nightmares will you have? Ooh, all kinds of nightmares. And they're going to be the kind of nightmares that have you waking in the night screaming. And you're going to discover as you wake up in the night screaming that it's not a mere nightmare, it's your fucking reality. Now let's look at the kid in the situation. The kid is blameless. Okay? The kid, however old this child is, a toddler or a little, single-digit age kid or whatever, maybe he's starting, middle school, whatever, he's going to be, I'm sure, a lovely kid. That's not going to be the issue. You see, you're going to meet this child and you're going to naturally develop a fondness for the kid, right? But the thing is, see, this fondness, you will confuse it with being the father, but see, you're not the father. You're not the father. And therefore, because you are not the father, you do not have any of the rights of a father. You do not have the right to discipline and teach the child anything because you're not the father. See, you're the stepfather at best. Okay? You're the stepfather, and what will happen is that you will see the kid acting in a way that the kid shouldn't, and what will you do? You'll try to correct the kid, and what will the single mother say? She will say, don't do that. I don't want you to do that. Because you see, this is a key issue. You see, the way mothers and the way fathers educate their children, it's always different because mothers are there to comfort the child, to soothe them, to tell them that everything will be better. And fathers are there to tell them, this is the way the world works, and it is hard and difficult. And sometimes you run up against rules that are like a brick wall, but those rules stay. And you have to adjust accordingly. Those are the two roles that mothers and fathers occupy in a child's mind, right? But if you are the stepfather or the mother's boyfriend, right? You cannot discipline the child and tell the child this is how the world works and you have to abide by these rules. You can't, you see? Because you're not the father. And the mother will let you know this. At some point in the not too distant future of the relationship you have with the woman and her kid, you're going to tell the kid, don't do this, and the woman's going to say, you're not her father. I've heard this countless times from other guys who have dated single mothers. The mother will sort of like cede and say, you're right, but at the end, she'll flip out that card and lay it down on the table, and the kid will not be able to respect you after that. So whatever bonds of affection develop, yeah, you'll feel affection for one another, but the kid isn't going to respect you. The kid isn't going to listen to you because he doesn't have to. He's got his mother to protect him from you. Yeah, protect him from you giving him any kind of discipline, any kind of guidance. Protect him? No, shield him from you. That's what the single mother will do. She will shield him from you. The kid will not develop appropriately. He will be coddled and soothed by his mother and grow up without any kind of discipline. And you're going to be on the hook for any fuck up that the kid does. He crashes a car, you're going to pay. He breaks the law, you're going to have to put up the bond. He knocks up his girlfriend, and there's money for the abortion, that's on you. Money for the wedding, that's on you again. You see how it's going to be. You're going to be on the hook for a kid who's not yours and who you cannot discipline and raise right. So what exactly is the advantage to you of hooking up with a woman who has a kid? Huh? And here's the other terrible part, and you hear about this all the time. See, what happens, you're dating some woman, some single mother, who has got a kid, and you date for a while, and you develop affection for the kid, because it's natural, because we're human beings, okay? So you develop bonds of affection for the kid, and then you and the woman break up. And what happens to that relationship with you and the kid? Well, it just vanishes. It was just for nothing, because you're nothing. You were just the mother's boyfriend, and you broke up, and you don't have any kind of right to the kid. Just because you were friends, just because you grew some bonds of affection with one another, that doesn't mean shit, either legally or socially, or in any case, you'll never see the kid again. And every good time you had with the kid will have been for nothing. And forget about the issue of the money you spend on the kid. I mean, suppose the kid is, 6, 7 years old, right? You're going to spend money on the kid naturally. You're going to buy him clothes. You're going to take him to Disneyland and all kinds of crap, right? And all that money will have been thrown away, okay? And yeah, it seems a little cheap and low to be so pecuniary. But you got to look at the situation. Everything that you invest in the stepchild or potential stepchild, if the relationship doesn't work out, it will have been for nothing. The woman has complete control over her child because it's her child. So if she does not want you to see this child that you've grown very fond of, she doesn't have to let you see him. There's no law that says that you have some right to see the kid. You are nobody in that situation, okay? So you see the problem of getting involved with a woman with a kid. It's all kinds of costs, but no benefit whatsoever. None for you, at least. And finally, I don't know about you, but I guess it's the way I am. I can't justify this, but the idea of being with a woman who's had a kid with another man is just intolerable to me. I find it viscerally disgusting. That's me. I have no idea why this is so. I once very briefly dated a woman who had a kid. Okay? I mean, I dated her maybe a week, if that. I mean, you can't even call it dating. I saw her a few times, and I met the kid, and it was an awful little shit, but that's another story. See, the woman, she was fucked up. Okay? And every single mother that I have ever met, they've all been fucked up. I am sure that there are single mothers out there who are wonderful people, wonderful mothers, wonderful wives, wonderful in every respect. I myself have never met such a woman. And I've met a lot of women in my time. Okay? I've met thousands of women in my time. Now, I'm not saying that I fucked 1,000 women, okay? I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I've met countless women over the years, okay? All kinds of women. young women, old women, fat women, skinny women, single women, married women, single mothers, blah, 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 nuns, everything. I've met countless women, and I'm here to tell you that every time I've met a single mother, she is fucked up. She's got a problem. She's got issues. She is a fucking mess. Every single fucking time. No exception. Okay? Now, why am I getting hot under the collar on this issue? Because I am. And I'm kind of surprised by this. And I'll tell you. From my way of looking at it, single mothers are the most dangerous women around. Single mothers are a little bit like shysters, like con men. And I'll explain why. You see, a single mother, she's got a kid, and she's presumably working, say. If she's got a kid, right, and she's working, or somehow, paying the bills or whatever, she will do whatever it takes to land a guy. Whatever it takes. She will be extra nice to the guy who's a prospective mate for her. She will act in ways that are completely unnatural to her on the off chance that she lands a guy. I mean, she really will. She'll do anything to land the guy. Think about it, okay? A single mother, she's got a kid, and she's working her ass off at some job. Okay, and that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. She's working her ass off, and of course, because she has to work, she doesn't get to see the kid that much. So she has to pay daycare or whatever, okay, or leave her with her mother or something, okay? She has probably a miserable life because she doesn't have much money, okay? The vast majority of single mothers do not have much money. Probably the ex is, maybe sending her some money, but, it's probably not going to be enough to really have a nice lifestyle. So the single mother meets a guy, you, and you can provide her with a decent life because, presumably you've got a good job or a little business or what have you. So what is her incentive going to be? To land you. That's her incentive. She's going to try to land you no matter what. And she will say and do anything to please you. Anything to get you. And once she has you, once she has married you, what do you think she's going to be like? She's going to relax. She's going to say, I got a man who can support me. I don't have to be working. I can be with my kid, blah, blah, have a nice house. Yeah, of course, she's going to relax. And then the real version of who she is going to come out. The real woman is going to come out from behind this facade. And maybe she's a wonderful woman. Maybe she is just aces, just, salt of the earth. Maybe she is just like an angel. Is sent to live among us people, an angel, a luminous being. Maybe she is that. Maybe this single mother is this perfect woman. Or maybe she's not. Maybe she's a grade A bitch. Maybe she is scarred and damaged irretrievably by her ex with whom she had the kid. Maybe she's just a fucking nightmare. And she's just putting up a facade so that you fall for her, you marry her, and once she's married to you, once she's got that little piece of paper, once she's got the claws in you, then she can just be herself. Then she can relax. Then she can be the fucking nightmare that her ex left behind because she was a fucking nightmare. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we all have dreams that the person that we meet is just wonderful. Yeah, but you have to look at the fucking reality of a situation. A single mother, the odds are incredibly high that she is a fucking nightmare. Okay? I mean, a fucking nightmare. The only single mother who is probably, all right is, some widow. She was married to a great guy and the guy got hit by a truck. Okay? And she's a widow with a small child. And that's really unfortunate. Maybe that woman, that single mother is going to be all right. But if the ex is still around, still alive, No. See, because also the thing is, see, if she were a fucking saint, okay, and the ex was a fucking nightmare, well, she'd still be with the guy now, wouldn't she? Right? But she's not. Why do you think? Okay? So I'm telling you, don't hook up with a single mother. Don't even date them. Not even for a one-night stand or a weekend fuck. Have nothing to do with a single mother. Let me put it to you this way. If you date some girl and you find out and she's honest enough to tell you right off the bat that she has herpes, would you continue to date her? No? Shocker. Think of it in those terms. Single mother, imagine she has herpes. And imagine how attractive that makes her. Imagine how much you'd want to, have a relationship with a girl with herpes. Same fucking thing. And to the single mothers who are watching this and want to wring my neck, I'm sorry, but this is the truth, and you and I both know it, okay? And young guys who are watching this, just take my word for it, okay? Like I always say, I'm 50 fucking years old. I know shit, not because I'm smarter, but because I've been around longer.